Merry Christmas, guys, and welcome to the very first ever episode of Crafts with Jesse. So, here today I've gathered a little Dollar Tree Arts and Crafts kit, and 'tis the season, so this is, of course, a Christmas themed craft. I welcome you to join in gathering whatever kind of crafty vibe you're working with, whether you're coloring a picture, whether you want to assemble something yourself, or if you just want to have this on the background. I also welcome you to, if you are of age, to go ahead and grab some wine, grab a natty daddy, grab whatever you've got around, and let's just kind of vibe and do some crafts together. So, this little dude is supposed to look something like this guy. So I've kind of got him separated into his kind of general components. And I have my Dollar Tree glue ready to go in true Dollar Tree fashion. Because I really want to make these videos accessible to everyone. Whether you want to get super fancy with it, whether you only got $1.25 to spare, I get it. I know how it is. And I think that the more time that we all spend carving out time to tend our inner child and to give ourselves a little creative freedom, especially as adults, I think the better the world is. So, wanting to make sure that it's something that everybody can do. So let's get started figuring out how we are going to put this dude together. I think, based on this picture, I'm thinking we've got to do the palms first. The pom-poms here. It looks like they go all the way around, so let's take a look and see. Are we gonna have enough palms, or do we need to do something extra fancy? Let me see. It looks like we're not gonna have enough to just spread them all around, but maybe. And like, I know this is a Dollar Tree craft situation, but I still very much like for it to be as good as I can do. So let me see if we can. Oh. Because this guy's gonna go like this. So I think that we may actually need to start with a layer of paint, I'm thinking. So I am gonna go grab some paint. I will be right back. Okie dokies. Thank you for your patience. I have acquired some brown paint. We are ready to proceed. This smile is so cute. It's so adorable. I love it so much. This is what I love about Dollar Tree crafts, is they're usually just really quick to put together, and they're often just absolutely cute as heck. Quick, easy, and often with a lot of room to really add your own flair, especially if you have your own crafting supplies, or if you would just want to grab some extra stuff while you're there. I think can be really lovely. I did shoot a video. This is my second attempt. The first one I made a Christmas or Yule tree, but unfortunately when I got started with it, the audio was messed up because I am very much still learning. And I have now learned the art of testing something first and doing a short little video before shooting something. I've done that a couple different times now where I went, oh no, I just shot this whole 30-minute thing and then it doesn't work. So I be learning as I go. But I made this beautiful little Christmas tree and I was quite pleased with it, but I really felt like the whole thing needed some glitter glue. And then as I was coming home from a cat visit that I was doing, this particular cat lives near a Dollar Tree, and I had to stop in to get some toilet paper anyways. And I thought, okay, now's my chance. I'm gonna put some glitter glue on this guy, because it had been bothering me all day. Once I started the craft, I was like, this needs glitter. So I got some glitter glue tubes and went to town on perfecting it later. So really unfortunate that the audio didn't turn out well, because it was a super lovely craft. But I think it goes to show that, well, that you can really add your own flair to these things, but also that even in the midst of a really busy schedule, it doesn't take too much time or too much money to just, when you're already dropping in to get something for your inner child. I think that oftentimes as adults we forget that we need that creative time, just like we did when we were 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 13 or what have you, because we get so pressured by the demands of being an adult. And what is the kind of point if it's not of those pressures, if it's not to care for that little kitty in ourselves? And so I think it's helpful to kind of keep sight of that and to not lose that in the busyness of our daily lives, and also to not let like our perceived skill level as artists or our like income level get in the way of that. I think that's all really important. And if I can, I may add in the image of that Christmas tree, because it really is such a wonderful, I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's an adorable little Christmas tree. Okay, so we have this going now. It'd be looking lovely. Certainly enough. I didn't want the glaring white to be sticking out at the back of it. Doesn't have to be a whole bunch. And so now I need to decide if I am gonna let this try or if I just think we can keep going. You know, what I think in the meantime, I'm gonna set this to the side. I think in the meantime, there are a couple little things that we can piece together. So we have a Christmas hat that we can piece together. We also have this situation we can piece together. And then we also have this guy, or these guys, these cute little ears. They are adorable. In my case, I can already tell you I'm gonna make them like way more like this. I know that's not how reindeers do necessarily, but they're gonna be like way more upright. They're gonna be way cuter. Not to brag, but my reindeer is gonna be cooler. And extra cooler because I still have my wonderful glitter glue sticks. And I paid a whole $1.25 for these guys. So you can bet your biscuits I'm gonna use them every freaking chance I have. So we are gonna glitter up our reindeer. And I learned from my previous craft to absolutely not be stingy with the glue. Also, this must be perfectly symmetrical, or I will freak out a little. Perfect. Wonderful. I also think that like these wonderful, just these, I swear, I think that the Dollar Tree crafts are perfect for anybody who is struggling with their inner critic, because they kind of like, or perfectionism, because they kind of like force you to just kind of just like put it together and like put the little craft together, and there's only so much you can like say bad about it because it's just a little craft. And like it also, it's like it's just a little craft, and it's something that you can throw together really quickly. And I think for people who have like perfectionist standards, it is such a good exercise to just kind of go, okay, we're gonna put this together real quick, and that's it. That alone, I think, is such a helpful exercise for people who are perfectionists like myself. Like, we're just gonna put this little craft together, and that's it. Oh, we have writing on the back of this guy. Okay. And when I was doing the Christmas tree craft earlier, I was actually doing it super short on time, like in between dog walks, and it ended up being such a useful activity for me. Learning to kind of like find that time and to make that time, and also to just kind of be like, okay, we're putting this together. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Let's go. We have our cute little nose on. He is adorable. And I may need to go back and re-glue these things, and we will see. I have discovered in my first craft with the tree that seems to kind of often be the case. I think if I can solidly glue it here and here, like with a stupid amount of glue, then I think we're probably good. A natty for the homies. A natty for the homies. Shiva and I had a wonderful walk earlier today, this evening. And it was actually our first ever trip walking to the corner store to get some booze. Like, that is not something, that's actually some freaking how not an experience I've had. I've only ever driven to the corner store to get something. Usually if I get something, it's like when I'm getting my groceries, I'll grab like a 12-pack or something. But there's something about, like, I grew up in Florida, and like walking to the 7-Eleven to get like a 40 ounce or something is such a normalized thing when I grew up that I'm like shocked that I haven't had this experience yet. And so me and Shiva, because I realized this, and I'm like, it's Christmas. We have to fix this. Also, frankly, we need some booze. We ended up going on this wonderful walk, and I took my backpack and we went, and she was all in perfect Shiva fashion. She was so happy. Oh my gosh. She was like binkying all over the place. And I don't know if you guys know what a binky is, but a binky is a term for when either a fawn or a rabbit gets super excited, and they kind of do this like skip hop, and it is wildly adorable. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please Google it. It is so worth the Google because it is the cutest freaking thing. With bunnies, I used to own and breed bunnies. Oh my gosh, Hello was the best girl ever. She is and was amazing. She's passed now, but she was amazing. Such a warrior of a little bun. Oh my gosh. So honored to have known her and cared for her. Binkies are actually what happens when, in the wild, a rabbit is confronted by a predator, and the skips and the hops are meant to kind of like confuse the predator and like leave them not knowing where the bunny's gonna go. But in captivity, in the absence of a predator, a bunny will just do that for the sheer joy of it, which I think is the most adorable thing. And I feel like you also need to know the backstory of why they do that to like fully appreciate how freaking cute it is. So anyways, that is a binky, and Shiva was binkying on the way there. She was so happy for us to go on our walk. She was definitely delighted in the corner store. The first walk to the corner store to get some booze experiences that we've ever had. And when we got there, she was in perfect Shiva fashion, as she would be, because she is perfect. And we have worked together to make sure that her form is perfect. And we got like a 15-pack of natties, and it was awesome. And we put it in our backpack, and we continued on, and we continued exploring the neighborhood, and we found some very wonderful, fascinating things. So I'm in the Western North Carolina area where Helene hit, like directly. I'm in Asheville. Like I'm exactly where Helene hit. And of course other areas were affected. But I do understand that this was like one of the most, if not the most, like main hit area. And there was this tree, and this was just kind of like off in the suburbs. That wasn't on a main street side. It was really like quite tucked away. And there was this tree that was apparently felled during Helene, and somebody had so beautifully and artistically taken the loss from this tree. Like, I'm the kind of person that if there's a tree that I care about that falls or that somebody takes down, I will cry. I absolutely will cry, and I will mourn the loss of this tree like it is a dear friend of mine, because frankly they are. And I will cry. I will cry a lot. I will wear all black. I have done it before. People have thought I was crazy, and I was like, nah. Nah, you just don't know what it is to be connected. But like, somebody had taken this tree's loss basically, and had transmuted that loss into art. They took the base of the tree that was left, and then from the remnants of the tree, they had smoothed the pieces out to make it kind of fit into the pieces for a Christmas tree. So what they had done was, and I'll include a picture of this. It might take me a minute to figure out how to do it, but it is so worth it. We got the base of the tree. Here we go. We got the base of the tree, because I gotta do it like this. The base of the tree, and then there's like a pine tree, a Christmas tree. There's, this layer, and then this layer, and this layer, and this layer. And each layer was made of the branches that they had smoothed, just like lined on each other. So they had actually fashioned a tree out of the loss of a tree and lit it all up and like made it this beautiful piece of art that I was walking by it, and Shiva noticed it. That many things happen like that, where Shiva notices it first, and I'm like, girl, you right. Like, I'll have to like take a minute, and I'll be like, wait a minute, no, you good though. Like, there's something there for me to notice. And this was one of those moments. And I looked up, and I was like, wow, that's pretty. And then it took a minute for it to sink in. Like, no, wait a minute, this is really pretty. Hold on. Like, you haven't fully consciously noticed why it's pretty, but my subconscious mind was like, no, take a moment. And I did, and I realized the significance of what that meant. That meant that somebody had, like, actively, like, either really mourned the loss of this tree, or like Helene in general, and then somebody had like taken that grief and that loss and that pain and transmuted it into something absolutely beautiful just for themselves. Like, this was not in a place that was gonna be like fully on display, like on a main road or anything. And the absolute beauty of that hit me so hard. And then it also happened to be in front of a Black Lives Matter sign, which I thought was just like beautiful. And so I took the artistic liberties of getting that photo as I would. And Shiva was very compliant the whole time and just sat there and waited while I struck so many different poses around this tree. She's so used to this like weird human behavior. Like, one of the games that we play is basically where I do a bunch of weird stuff, and she's supposed to just like stay in form. And so she's like, okay, Jesse's just doing his weird stuff again. Cool, no problem. Where's my treat? I love you. Basically the Shiva vibes. And also like, what's up? What's going on? What's cool? Where are we going next? All of that. It's very Shiva. I think that this is dry enough. So I will definitely include that. I'm going to figure out how, and I'm going to include that because it is such an astonishing work of art. I actually thought about going up and like knocking on the person's door. It's just to let them know I thought it was beautiful. And I ended up not doing that, because weird social things. I would personally be overjoyed if somebody did that. I feel like anybody as an artist, especially with that amount of like significant emotion behind it, would be overjoyed. But everybody be different. But also it was like actually directly in the middle of a property line, so I was like, I don't know what door to go up to. I was like, I only know this one is immediately like looking accessible and friendly. But I was like, no, I'm content just to take a picture of this and send lots of love and appreciation. Even though I really think that they deserve to know they did an amazing thing. Now, you see how I was telling you guys about this glue situation? I'm telling you. Glue. Glue needs more of it. Need more of it. Let's see. Oh, yes. So I'm getting my britches ahead of myself, basically. So, glad that I glued that. Very important. We now have the option of either doing another layer of paint, which, see, now you understand why this is a activity that I need to do to practice my lack of to practice and encourage my not needing to be a perfectionist. But I take pride in my art, even if it do be $1.25 art. I sure do. Or $0 art, frankly. I've made art with like sticks and leaves to the level of exactly how I wanted it to be. So let's see. It is nicely dry enough. I honestly want to do another layer. I honestly do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and do another layer. But first, my natty is empty. So we've got to remedy that. It is Christmas. We have got to remedy that. So I'll be right back. I have returned. I have returned with a natty and also my cheese. Decided I'm a little hungry. Also, I've been watching Kipo, which if you have not watched this freaking amazingly beautiful show, what are you doing in your life? And please stop everything you're doing if you have Netflix and check it out. Like, Kipo in the Age of the Wonder Beasts is so perfect in every fathomable way. Like, to give you a little bit of a disclosure on it, it's very... So it's a kid's show produced by DreamWorks, and it stars this girl who is in this world where basically everything has been... like some mutation has happened on the planet and all of the creatures have mutated in some way, and many of them gained extra intelligence and sometimes extra limbs as a product of this mutation. And first of all, it's got a wonderful Alice in Wonderland vibes. It is so good. It also has, if you're into like consciousness exploration and studies, it has such a beautiful, strong, like divine feminine energy in it. Particularly for people who are, I think, feminine presenting. Or in my case, I would also dare say, like, I feel like trans dudes have a lot to appreciate from the show. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, which is definitely all I'm speaking from. But in my case, like, I'm a trans guy who is very accepting of his, like, feminine body. I feel like male brain, feminine body, and I feel like those two go together in my case, is how I would describe, like, my experience of life and myself and whatnot. So I resonate very strongly with Kipo. Kipo, basically, I will not give anything away, but I will say strong divine feminine vibes, and also such a beautifully encoded show. Like, if you are into consciousness and you're looking at, like, if you are interested in how the higher self, kind of higher intelligences encode things benevolently, dude, look at Kipo. Have an absolute blast. Also, if you're just anybody who's LGBTQ or has suffered with like some kind of familial trauma, check out Kipo because it is such an amazing safe space. Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts. But anyways, the reason this has anything to do with cheese is that there are scenes in there that have to do with cheese, basically. Wonderful goats who read the cheese, and that is basically their way that they see the future. And every time I see the scene, I'm like, because I finished it today, so it's just been on repeat. It's beautiful and a wonderful safe space for Christmas, and I love it so much. Every time I see that scene, I'm like, man, I need to go get some cheese. So today is right now is my first moment to get to have said cheese. Oh, another note. Do you guys do this? Let me see. Do you guys ever just get like full ass blocks of cheese and you just bite it? I mean, I get why you wouldn't if you know, I guess are sharing with a family, but anybody ever just do that? I need to know. Like, I personally am just a dude, and then also, like, a dude who lives alone with his wonderful and beautiful and perfect Shiva dog, and then friends that come over. And any friends that come over, I'm like, hey yo, I bit off this cheese, and they're like, cool, it's cheese. So, it's just like the most logical way to eat the cheese if you know that you're gonna eat it pretty quickly. Which I say because I grew up in a culture that was very like, use your knife and cut said cheese and put it, away, and you do not do that thing. But I grew up and I went, nah, that ain't logical, bro. Just let me bite my block of cheese. Anyways, cheese is wonderful. Oh yes. We are on to our second coat of paint. And then I think we'll get on to glitter gluing our friends over here. And I don't know that I need to like necessarily do this whole thing because I don't think it's going to show, but I do think that getting this corner will make me feel significantly more satisfied. Or these edges. There are no corners on a circle, but these edges. I shall get the circumference of this circle, and it shall be perfect, and I shall call it good. So I hope you guys' Christmas is going well so far, and I know that not everybody celebrates Christmas, and I frankly support it. I have been, which I say like that because I actively so bad wish that, like I am not personally Christian, though I actually am a Methodist preacher kid. I am it's just that Christmas is the thing that most people in my area understand, so it's kind of what I go with. So full background on like my thoughts on the whole thing, but fully respect it for people who are Christians. First off, fully respect that. I feel you. I get you. But also, I feel like Yule is probably more my thing. I wish that was more, like, widely understood. So I just go by Christmas because it's, at least in my area, the most widely understood. But I want to be sure I am understood when I say. Well, when I mention Christmas and when I'm, like, in the festive vibe. I mean festive vibe in a very general sense. It's just that in my area, this is like the thing that is acceptable. So I'm like, cool, this is what we do, or is most commonly kind of understood. So it is also, I will say, as far as like Rudolph and the Santa hat and all of that, that is definitely how I grew up. So I have, even as I'm venturing forth and going into like exploring Yule and all of these wonderful, more, I feel, nature-based ways of celebrating the season, I still also want to honor my beautiful inner child and what they are familiar with at this time as we go into exploring things. I would really love to do like orange crafts. I've seen some wonderful wreaths set up with like, oh no, I knocked off my little topper here. I fix you, buddy. It's okay. There we go. I have seen some wonderful like wreath setup that had like dried oranges on it, and that is something I very much want to explore. Very, very much new to exploring ways of just celebrating the season aside from what I think is like the commonly accepted things, the commonly accepted holidays. I'm very like for what is more of a mark of the natural season in Earth's calendar. But I still haven't like specifically explored it yet. I've just kind of had a whole lot going on. But I do understand one thing, and one thing I seem to have gotten is that Yule plus dried oranges seems to be a thing. So I could be completely wrong on that, but it sure seems to be a thing from my observations so far. So further exploration necessary, but I think, as far as our cute little reindeer is concerned, I think we should put some silver on his white and some red on his red. That is my thought process so far. I wish we had brown glitter glue in our pack. Unfortunately, we do not, but we could make him gold accented. That would work just fine. I feel like since this is the top, I want to see if I can make it into a spiral. Because I think they are adorable, and I think they are also a great way to honor the divine feminine nature of our cosmos. Okay, let's see what we got here. I gotta show you my cute little spiral. I'm still getting used to this camera arm, and I still think it's absolutely amazing that I'm able to do this. At some point I would love to get a camera that's a little better at focusing, but for now, I really appreciate the aesthetic of this cute little guy. Let's see. Well, if you are able to tell in any way, shape, or form, it is actually a little bit of a spiral. But I get that it's not showing up super great, to be fair. But let it be known that in particular, Santa Hat Pom Pom was decorated in fervor and in love for the divine feminine spirit of this universe. There we go. That's all we really need. And this guy has popped off again because I don't know if it's Dollar Tree glue just not being all that it's cracked up to be, though I do be loving some Dollar Tree aesthetic. Or if it is just that the felt doesn't want to glue. I feel like the felt would do really well with like a hot glue gun, but I do not have one, so my solution is just kind of more glue. More glue, and if I get frustrated enough, super glue. That is the answer. Let's see. We could do this guy, or we could go ahead and do some red on this hat. I'm thinking we'll do an outline, maybe. I wonder if... Okay. There we go. I kind of give you guys the best view possible. I'm thinking we can do outline this way. Outline here, maybe not. I think we'll just do the outside. There we go. Whew. Whew, we did a good job. And this side too. Nice. Well, I want to get a little bit. Perfect. Nice. Okay. It's so cute. You see what I mean though, guys? Glitter glue makes freaking everything. I really have just come to believe it. Like, after the last craft, and then this one, the absolute freaking fine art of like glitter glue makes me so happy. To be a 26-year-old man freaking out about the fine art of glitter glue alone as a scenario makes me so happy. It's so beautiful. Please, I thoroughly invite you. Get some glitter glue and see what's up. See what's up. It's awesome. It's great stuff. Oh, the reason I mentioned the natties earlier was that so me and Shiva, we had that wonderful experience where we got our first trip to the corner store, walk into the corner store to get some natties, as you do, and we found that wonderful, beautiful tree. Okay, hold on real quick. What are we gonna do here? I think a line across in the center is good. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do squiggles, which I think is like squiggles would be good. Okay, maybe we will do squiggles. Squiggles or a line across. I feel like squiggles is good. I feel like we'll do squiggles. We'll go for squiggles. The fine art of glitter glue, guys. You see what I'm talking about? The fine art. These are the decisions that we make. These are the decisions that we make. that are of the utmost importance in our lives. Beautiful. It's lovely. The most perfect little hat that you've ever seen in your whole life. Adorable. I really desire to put some stars. I feel like this Santa hat needs some stars. I very strongly feel that right now. So I'm gonna put a star on my Santa hat with some gold glitter glue. Such a cute little star. I'm so proud of this star. This is so good. I want him to have a little more glitter. Nice. He's perfect. I think he's perfect now. Well, let me try. If I can elongate this just a little. Lovely. Lovely. My beautiful Santa hat with their beautiful little star. I'm very proud. I am very proud. I put them to the side so they can dry. And let's see how this how this guy's doing. He certainly doesn't seem to be glued in like any way, shape, or form. Though it do be kinda sticking. Sometimes I wonder if a glue stick would just like be better, and I'm not kidding. I have super glue. I will super glue if necessary. I also think that there's like a real beauty in seeing someone like have the struggles of a craft and like all those silly little moments where it's like, oh shit, this didn't work, what else are we gonna do, homie? Like, I think there's such an absolute beauty in that. The trial and error in the process, and I also think the beauty in the learning curve, I think, gets underestimated a lot. I think that like with many things, not just with, you know, Dollar Tree crafts, but like with many things, there's such a focus on getting to this like pre-imagined goal or place that we forget to acknowledge that each moment that we're learning and moving in directions of that goal is, as far as consciousness is concerned, equally beautiful. Which means as far as like your higher self is concerned, equally beautiful. As far as Gaia is concerned, equally beautiful. Just we got a little focused on thinking that like the goal is the point. It is definitely meant to include all of those adorable and beautiful and silly and wonderful bloopers of like, aw shit, this needs way more glue. Like 3 times over. It is meant to include all of that. I think is wonderful and is something I remind myself. I think of I think of I think Sadhguru said this, which also shout out to my man Sadhguru, but Sadhguru said this, and then also this was also in The Way of the Peace and Warrior, where it basically was that there are no unimportant moments. They don't exist like that. That is a product of thinking some kind of way. But like mundane, like unimportant moments don't exist. It's just that like we've kind of taught our brains to think that this is important and this isn't important. But as far as consciousness, like our consciousness, like as a species, as a like consciousness even beyond our species is concerned, like no. Like absolutely not. Every moment, every now is precious and completely and totally irreplaceable. And that includes all of the like bitten cheese bites and the natty daddies and all of the like we need to put glue on this 3 more times, which is just healing to all of the parts of me that are inner perfectionist space, basically. And like I feel like so many other parts of ourselves too. I feel like this guy, these dudes. Is there anybody else? We've got, oh, here we go. This is who I want to give them ear piercings, but that will be for another moment. So as far as the schnoz is concerned, the sacred schnoz, which we could technically also give a piercing, which I think would be beautiful. Mostly, okay, I feel like we need to do some kind of an outline situation. And then I really want to do something for like, okay, hold on. I have a great idea. Hold on. It's perfect. My idea is perfect. Hold on. Wait and be amazed. He's perfect. I was trying to do the little nostril holes. I feel like I did good enough that I'm happy, personally. Little schnoz bits. In fact, maybe there we go. Maybe that's what we needed. There we go. I'm very pleased with that. That is enough for me to know that I know what I mean. Perfect. And I also just think like so many people in the at Dollar Tree could look at this and be like, ah, that's like very like cookie cutter, I guess is the thing. But I want to like really encourage people to see something like this and just put your own spin on it. Like, go absolutely freaking bananas. Go crazy. No one can stop you. Let's see. Schnoz looking good. Things seem to be hopefully okay glued enough. It wants to slip a little, so since I don't trust it, I'm just gonna go a little bananas because I have just learned that you kind of have to with these kinds of like felt glue situations. So we're just gonna let that dry and be its own thing. I also kind of wonder if we want to like, do we want to do a gold circle around The schnoz, I feel like that's the closest color to brown that I have, and I feel like it's beautiful and wonderful. Let me just kind of imagine this. It might be too much as a circle, but it wouldn't be too much if I like mixed it in. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Let us do that. I'm thinking of how that contrast will work real quickly. I'm doing the logistics behind the glitter glue. See, it is a fine art. You see what I'm saying? It's a fine art, y'all. It's a fine art. I've had the inner council, and we have unanimously decided the schnoz must be golden. But I want to like pretty fairly distribute this, because even though this glitter glue was $1.25, it is irreplaceable, and I want it to last as long as possible, so I will distribute this glitter glue, this glitter of the glitter glue, as evenly as possible. The fine art of glitter glue. You see guys, I am not screwing around about this. It must be beautiful and perfect in every way. I like to joke around about my seriousness about things sometimes, to kind of make it, to kind of like I am self-aware of how unnecessarily serious I am about things. So I like to joke around about it and make it perfect. Perfect and beautiful and wonderful in every way. I almost wish we could make him blush. Well, we do have red. We could do that. I think that's awesome. Let's mix in some. He must be blushing because he's also perfect and beautiful and wonderful. We will mix that in. Oh, he is adorable. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's the best little Dollar Tree Rudolph you have ever seen in your whole life, and don't you try to deny it. Oh, natties. Okay, so we had our wonderful venture, and we saw the amazing tree of life, as far as I am concerned. The tree of life from death, because Helene tree, I mean, that is super awesome, and deserves a whole round of applause unto its own self, not to mention the mastery of skill involved behind it, because it was clearly somebody who knew what they were doing, and the fact that they took that much time to do it was just like absolutely awe-inspiring to me, and I was like, a full hats off to you, my sir. Like, so impressed and so proud that you even exist. Like, that's beautiful and wonderful. And we continued on our journey, and I suddenly realized, I was like, okay, well, it is Christmas, and I have I have a large amount of weight of natties that I'm carrying in my backpack. So why don't we stop by the beloved food pantry and drop some off? And, you know, Shiva is kind of down for everything, so she, you know, looked at me and this conversation I'm having in my head, and she was like, I'm for it. And I was like, cool. And so off we went to the beloved food pantry. And as I was dropping off some of those natties for the homies. As I was dropping off some of the natties for the homies, a homie rode up and he was on a bike. And I told him Merry Christmas. And I told him Merry Christmas, and I was like, hey, you want a natty? And he laughed, and I gave it to him directly out of my backpack as I was uh, filling up the little food pantry. And I thought that was just the most adorable, most wholesome thing ever. And then we talked about like hoping that each other was having a good Christmas and all of that. And I told him about how my Christmas day had went and hope that he enjoyed the natties. And off me and Shiva went. And it was really beautiful and it was really lovely. It's moments like that that I wish I could like just have a complete camera in my head where I could be like, hey, this is what I experienced, and then just like input it. Would be so cool. But in the meantime, waiting for technology of either the technical or conscious nigh varietal to continue in their evolution. I'll tell you verbally, and you can put it together in your own mind's eye. He is beautiful, and he is shiny as perfect, and he is blushing because he's cute and adorable, and I love him. He's perfect. And so we put him to the side, and we allow him to contemplate his new existence in the universe. And I'm a big feeler of, believer doesn't even, like, that's not a strong enough a word, but, like, animism. Animism be real, bros. Like, we are all consciousness condensed, and even, like, the theoretical physics of our time can basically put that together for us. Like, we are all consciousness, we are all light condensed. Therefore, animism equals animism, bro. Equals everything is aware, bro. And that's just how I be feeling about it. So, animism. Very cool. I'm also a big fan of psychometry, which is basically like the belief or the ability to like feel into basically the vibes put in an object over time. You can think of it as like a pebble on a shore with like many waves, and if the waves that have impressed upon this this pebble are consciousness, then basically you touch that pebble and you have an idea of the waves that have touched it. Yeah, that's basically psychometry. That's how psychometry works. Which is, interestingly, the same reason why there are like a few intrinsic things in all of humanity that we kind of intrinsically get, and one of them is we, like, across all of our cultures, we don't want to pick up something that someone with bad vibes basically has like had contact with. Across literally all of our species, we do not like to do that. So for example, we would not want to wear Hitler's sweater. Like, almost all of us would be like, not all of us, because some of us do be rebels like that, but almost all of us intrinsically are kind of like, nah, I do not want those vibes. Psychometry. I want him to have an earring, but I feel like I want a whole loop-de-loo, and I want it to like go off of the ear in some kind of way, but I don't necessarily know how to immediately make that happen. I do be getting ideas. Let me see. I think that, like, I do have ideas, but it's gonna be more labor intensive than is like necessary unless I want to put an actual piercing in his ear, which I could do. Like I do have that technology. That technology is available to me. Which, heck, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. I would actually love to do that. So hold on a second. Let me get the equipment and we'll see how to do an actual piercing in our cute little Rudolph ears. Because this has to dry anyways. Oh my god, Alan Watts, yes please, forever. I love him. I love Alan Watts in all of the crevasses in my being. I love Alan Watts in every single ounce of my soul. And I want his soul to know. I love him in every fabric of my being. And yes, listening is definitely the easiest way to get into the meditative state. Highly recommend. Get a good pair of headphones and just go ham, homie. Go frickin' ham. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta get the equipment. Okay, I have returned with what I think is appropriate equipment. So let's see what we can do. Do we want his left or his right ear to be accentuated? I feel like his left ear today, because I'm definitely going with a divine feminine vibe. And I feel like it should be over, because it needs to be something cool. And against my initial thought. Usually I would be thinking to do it under, but I feel like doing it over would be cool. This is something that I got from... who knows what I harvested off of, but it is a circle, and it is metal, and it will do great for our purposes today. And sir. My frighteningly rusty jewelry pliers. I have no idea how they're rusty either, like, they haven't gotten wet to my knowledge, but I guess I just need a good scrub with some of the metal scrubber brushes. Let's see if we can get our little dude on here. And this craft could have so been like a 5 minutes craft, and I have wanted to put my whole heart and soul into it. And I think that the beauty of this craft is that it could be 5 minutes or 5 hours long, depending on like how you want to roll with it. And I think that is the beauty, the absolute beauty of Dollar Tree crafts. I mean, I think it might be done. It certainly isn't coming off. I was thinking I was going to need to clamp it on more, but it seems to be like stuck and done. Stuck equals kind of done in this scenario, so I'll give it one last clampy clamp, mostly because I want to, and though it do be wiggly. Just enough to be able to say, I kissed it. Perfect. Perfect and beautiful and lovely and actually pierced, because we rep what we do here at jessedollartreecrafts.org. Let's see. We have our cute little ears, which are drying. And our cute little piercing, which is setting in. Bro is healing. Perfect. Put some ointment on it. Some healing ointment. There we go. He all good. Very nice. Set our ears to the side. And other things are drying. And then this is... Our main plate is definitely dry by now. I still feel like these guys, I want them to be accentuated in gold, and I will not be satisfied until they are, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I feel like they are beautiful and wonderful, and they need an outline in gold. This is the silence of intense concentration. It's perfect and beautiful. I will cherish it forever. Forever and ever. Oh no, we have run out of camera life. Well, guess what? The other battery was charging. Because I was ready for this. I was ready for this. So bear with me a moment. Bear with me a moment, and I will have our battery replaced. Okay, so I am trying something out right now. And I do not know if it will work. I'm wondering if this camera of mine will work plugged in directly versus using a battery. And I guess we will see. I'm gonna see if it will reach the cord that I've got right now. Because I do remember reading in the manual that I am not supposed to have it. Yes, it does look like it wants to work. I'm figuring it out right now. Hold on. Awesome. Okay, we are officially cool, guys. And okay, so that is super cool and is something I will think about in the future. But right now I'm going to see if we can keep using the battery situation. It's just that this battery is not fully charged, but that's okay. There we go. Nice. Oh, that's basically fully charged. That's really good. That is awesome. That is way more charged than I thought we were gonna have. But in the future, if I am going to be using the camera for more than an hour, then I will need to find a way to plug it in while I am working on it. Mental notes, mental notes. I do be learning. I do be learning, and I do be learning goodly. Alright, here we go. Get an outline of our dude with his awesome, beautiful antlers. Fully worthy of being decorated in gold. Antlers being a long appreciated symbol of drawing down divine information and intelligences into the body or one's mental awareness. So, a bunch of significance here with antlers. As much as my like growing up background was very like Christmas, Happy Chrysler kind of a situation, my definitely like day-to-day lived values and way of perceiving things, I have so much dried glue on my fingers, is definitely more along the like subconscious symbolism and kind of like witchy vibes in a general kind of sense. Okay, good. From over there, I thought we jacked up our antlers. I thought we glitter glued the wrong side of the antler. I was gonna be devastated for a moment. Let's see. We'll put him off to the side. Now it is time to get our beautiful little craft plate nicely decorated. Which basically means we're gonna put a frickin' frick ton of glue on here. Just like all over here. We're just gonna go to town in like every way imaginable. We're just gonna... Oh, we got a glue clog. Ugh. Need some assistance, buddy. Okay. We got gloopy glue going on. Gloopy glue. Okay, I think... It's getting me. It's getting me. Another glue clog. Oh no. I guess there was a bunch that was dried in this thing. This has officially entered, like, finger painting levels. Wonderful. Fantastic. We have a solid layer of glue. As you have seen, I have learned, do not be stingy with glue as far as these crafts are concerned. Do not the glue stingy. Do not. Do yes the glue plentiful. So that seems to work quite nicely. I do be fiddling. I do be fiddling. Okay, I am much happier with that arrangement of fur floofs. So in other fun facts in like stories of today, there was that wonderful interaction with the homie who was happy to take the natty. Also, I noticed he was riding a bike, and in his like the bike water bottle holder slot, there was basically a hurricane, like a twisted tea or something of the like in there, and I was like, "Hey, bro, you already got started? Hell yeah!" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Take a natty. It was lovely. I think that there's a lot of like putting down on like people who are homeless for like drinking or whatever, and frankly, if you haven't been homeless, you can shut the fuck up. Like I don't want to hear it. Like if you have not been in that position, then for anybody be talking down to someone in that position is so like that is not your arena. Get out, you know? And like I have been homeless before, and dude, somebody giving you a natty or at least somebody giving me a natty was such an immense godsend that it blew my mind. So anyways, natties for the homies, and I'm glad that he had already gotten started. It was perfect. In other news, as I was configuring my very just like blob things of floof here in a very particular way so I would be satisfied with it, I did a little quiz today. I have a lot of friends who are on the spectrum, and I know I have PTSD, and I have also been diagnosed with ADHD, that there's definitely a lot of overlap between PTSD and ADHD in some ways. But I did a little quiz today, and I found out that a lot of my symptoms overlap with autism symptoms, which explains why I get along so well with my friends who are on the spectrum, which is really lovely. I'm not sure if I want this. I think I want this on the back of this if I can get away with that. Let me, without everything falling apart under it. Let's find out. Let's see what we can do. We're stretching the limits of physics today, guys. Bloop. Nice. Perfect. Perfect. He has some third eye gloob globs. Some third eye gloob globs. Perfect and wonderful. Now let's see. What is our next order of business with him? I think... It isn't like completely dry. But it would be something like this. It would be something like this. Then we're gonna have some ears in there. Okay, so that means I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna schlob a lot of glue. As much as I have available to me. Right there. I'll push it. Nice. He's perfect. And the same with this guy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There we go. Nice. Definitely not actually symmetrical enough for me to be happy, so hold on. Let me see if I can... Okay, that is much closer to perfection. Very nice. And... I certainly hope we have enough glue. Oh. Let's see. Nice. Almost looks like eyes. Almost does look like eyes. I kind of dig it. But I'm totally gonna put our eyeballs right there. Right there's. Not that you can see where that is yet, but right there's. Right there's. Nice. Perfect. Oh, there we go. There goes our little dude. Aw, he looks so cute. I'm so proud of him. He's wonderful. Oh, he really is so wonderful. He's so much better than this dude. Wait. This dude, so much better than this dude. I'm just saying. Beautiful guy, but way more beautifuler. Very happy with him. And we mustn't forget his Santa hat. We must not forget his beautiful Santa hat. Though it also must be not obscuring his beautiful piercing, so I'll have to tuck it away very nicely. but we will take our thumbnail. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Nice. Nice. Okay, and then we have this little dude. Which I officially need more craft glue, but it's okay, because the next few videos I have planned are coloring pages and connect the dots. Those are the vibes I have planned. There we go. Nice. Oh, he is so perfect. I'm so proud of him. Oh my gosh. He is perfect and beautiful in every way. Behold. Behold my sweet little creation. I am so existentially proud of him. He is wonderful. I am proud of all of the various events that have brought him into being. He's perfect. So thank you for joining me today for joining me today for some arts and crafts with Jesse. I hope you have enjoyed a glass of wine or a natty or some crafts or what have you that gets you in the vibe. And I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful, holiday and New Year's. Bye-bye!